Recently I've sparked an interest in birds, and specifically what I've really enjoyed is going into this hobby completely blind without doing any research. I just go out on walks and film any birds that I see and observe them. I frequently find birds I didn't even know existed and see them do all kinds of fascinating natural behavior I've never witnessed before. I've been filming birds for this series for about a month now, and I've seen them fight, court each other, protect their young, feed their young, poo, lots of poo, brutally ravage bugs, being super cute, and I even saw something that made me, for the first time in my life, call the emergency number. I'll tell you more about that later in this video. So with this video series, I aim to keep a sort of a diary of all the species I've come across, the observations I've made, and the coolest footage I've captured. This series will not end until I've filmed every bird. Episode 1, let's go. Birds. Birdies? Couple of little birdie boys. Lintuja perkele. This is Bone's Bird Quest. When I think of birds in general, there are two that immediately come to mind. The great tit, who is more easily seen during the winter time here in Finland, and this guy, who is everywhere during the summer. They're all over the sidewalks, and anywhere you go you'll see them, and they're very accustomed to being amongst humans. It wasn't until recently, when I found out the English name for these birds, White Wagtail, that I finally realized that the signature behavior that these guys do, the wagging of the tail, is specific to this bird species. These guys are so common here that I had just attributed that behavior to all small birds in my head. But no, it's just these guys. I don't know why they do it, but I have a theory. Think about it. One wagtail wagging its tail is not probably gonna do much, but there's millions of them, right? Could that be where wind comes from? Do we know? I filmed most of the footage in this video in July, and that seems to be when the juvenile wagtails come out in droves, because I started seeing more of them than I did the adults. Look at this one, having a bath. Oh yeah! Oh, stretching. Oh, there's an adult. What? Got a photobomb pooper over here. What do you think you're doing? I think this one was still trying to figure out how to take baths. Look at him. And he had a friend watching very closely. Afterwards, he was like thrashing violently, trying to get dry. Now this was one of the coolest things I caught on video. A juvenile was just sitting on this branch, looking around. He swoops down, and bam! He's already back, and he's got a dragonfly in his mouth. Are you kidding me? The agility. It's insane. By the time I realize he's swooped down, he's already coming back with the dragonfly. That is so cool. How the hell do you catch a dragonfly like that? And then just num num num. Tasty treat. And then later, look at this. I found another juvenile hunting for bugs. Oh, it's some sort of water strider. Oh, the reflexes are crazy. Go, Buck, go! Run! Oh, it got away. Ah, I love the white wagtail. The tail wagging gives them such a personality, and they're a staple bird here in Finland. We have tons of sayings about them and everything. There was no better bird to start off our quest with. Absolute beauty. It was another sunny summer's day. I'm walking around looking for birds when suddenly these two birds that I couldn't quite recognize flew right past me and landed about 200-300 meters behind me. And I was like, do I want to backtrack? I've been out for a long time. I'm getting kind of tired. I just want to go home. But then I was like, I have to. I have to see what these birds are. And thank God I did. Because this is what I was rewarded with. Oh, look at him. Oh my god. Mom, can I have this thing as a pet? I like his little head bobbing motion. Huh? I've seen a couple of different bird species do that little head bob. Oh, and there's the other one. Oh, look at this beautiful couple. Just taking a walk on the beach together. The only other bird I've seen that kind of looks like these guys is the Eurasian curlew. But these guys are quite a bit smaller with a shorter beak. Oh, you can see a bunch of little fish in the water. But I think these guys are just drinking. Oh, there's the obligatory poop clip. Ah, and another one. Ah, careful there. It's slippery. He's like, oh crap. You didn't want to see that? That's embarrassing. At this point, they had moved far enough away from me where I thought I could sneak to their level to get some better shots. Ah, look at him. Such a cute little bird. They were a little apprehensive about me coming down here. They stood still for quite a while. Hey, where'd your other leg go? Did you lose a leg? Ah, there it is. You were just pranking me. Good one, you got me. Oh yeah, and they keep opening their mouth like that. I don't know what that's about because they're not making any noise and it doesn't look like a yawn. This guy started looking for some food in the mud after he finally got used to my presence. He was pecking at something, but he didn't seem to find anything in the end. I had such a fun time just sitting on a rock and observing these guys for like a good 15 minutes here. But then they decided it was time to say goodbye and they flew away together. But lucky for me, only about a week later I found another one of these guys. This one was alone though. He was looking for food in a ditch and he got really close to me. He was not scared at all. I think he was just really hungry. I really enjoyed spending time with these Wood Sandpipers. It felt like I was tagging along for a date tonight. Long walk on the beach, chilling, pooping together, looking for a good place to eat, all the usual stuff. They're super cute birds. I hope to see more of them. Being new to this hobby, I can't identify almost any bird calls yet, but what I've noticed is that I can very easily pick out bird calls that are unfamiliar. When I hear a bird I've not heard before, that sticks out like a sore thumb. And that's exactly what happened with this next bird. I had barely started my walk for the day when I hear this strange sound in the distance, and I immediately beeline towards it. But soon after I found him, he took flight and started going above buildings. And I was like, I really want to see more of him. So I started going in the direction that he started flying. And eventually, after a couple minutes of walking, I hear him again and then spot him on top of another antenna. And off he goes again. This has become a wild goose chase. So once again, I start going towards where he flew, but this time I thought I totally lost him. I could not find him anywhere, so I just started filming other birds that I saw. Until suddenly, out of complete coincidence, I hear a noise above me in the tree. I look up, and there he is, right above me. Oh, he's hacking at a pine cone. Look at that. I'm so glad I followed him. Northern Nutcracker. Okay. And it turns out this bird is a part of the crow family. I think I could have guessed that based on his call. It does sound a little bit like a hooded crow with just a more higher pitched, shorter yell. But I didn't know there were crow birds that eat pine cones. That is so cool. This is such a privilege to get to see him do this from so close up. I remember as a kid I was always confused about pine cones. Other trees and bushes had like soft and delicious fruits and berries. But what the hell are these pine cones? What are you supposed to do with this hard, tasteless lump? But this guy knows. The treasure is on the inside. It's the seeds. They're yummy. Look at him. He's so fast. He's just popping those seeds out of there and swallowing them whole. Oh, look at that. This is the first bird I've ever seen that has a tag on its leg. Wait, no, he has a tag on both of his legs. Okay, so someone's keeping a track of these guys. He's a beautiful bird. I like his white spots. Oh, I think he's done with that pine cone. I'm gonna go get that thing. I wanna see what it looks like. There it is. Look at that. He totally decimated it. God damn. Must have been some delicious seeds. It turns out that guy was just the beginning because I started seeing these guys more often. I don't know if they just came to the area in July or what, because I did not see a single one of these guys in June when I first started getting interested in birds. This guy looked funny. He was spreading his wings and laying on top of this tree. It was a very hot day. I think he was like cooling off in the wind or something. I ended up finding an area in town where there were tons of trees with pine cones and these guys were all over them. I think I saw like 7 of them at once one time, and this guy was one of them. I was having such a hard time not bursting into laughter while I was filming this guy because of the noises he was making. Dude sounds like an old creaky door or a faulty radio or something. Listen to him, he's hilarious. The Northern Nutcracker is definitely one of my favorite birds I've seen so far. It was so much fun watching him tackle that pine cone and then and then sounding like an old grandma's death rattle. Who's hiding in the grass over here? Oh, it's a Fieldfare. These guys are extremely common during the summer. You are basically guaranteed to see at least one of these guys on every freshly mowed lawn. They're always looking for worms, and it's a lot of fun watching them do it. The way they jump around, tilt their head, freeze in place, and just look around very intently. Oh, nice cats. Look at that one. That's a big one. And it's squirming in his mouth. He's still looking for more. It's not enough. I need more. I'm so used to only ever seeing Fieldfares in grass that I didn't even recognize this bird when I was filming this footage. I was like, oh wow, I found a new bird. What is this? It wasn't until I got home and I watched the footage back. I was like, ah, that's a Fieldfare. Here's another one hunting. Oh, there it is. There's the worm. Oh, he's got a little one in the bush. Look at that. You brought the worm to him. Hey, little one, you should try to find some yourself too. You can't rely on your mother all your life. You're looking big already. Look at you. Your mother's been doing a good job. Oh, this one has a child in the bush as well. Oh, look at him. Oh, look at that little beeper. Oh, look at the back of his head. Ow. I wonder if something bit it. Or if it's some sort of infection or something. Ow. That looks rough. Poor baby. He seems to be in good spirits. He's chirping, he's moving around. His parent is still feeding him. So hopefully he's fine. I found the same parent and child combo on a different day. Look at him. He's not gonna let that injury get him down. He's chilling. And Mama's not gonna give up on him. It's a beautiful family bond. For some reason, the Fieldfare, out of all the birds I've seen so far, reminds me the most of their ancestors, the dinosaurs. Just the way he moves when he's looking for those worms feels very raptor-like to me. The grassy fields of the summer wouldn't be the same without them. Now here's something I had never before seen in my life. This was so cool. I made this discovery early on in my bird hobby. I found this bank in the middle of some trees that was just littered with birds' nests. Look at that. It's like coming across a freaking natural wonder. Such a sight to see. I counted the holes and there's approximately 150 of them. I don't know how many of those are full-on nests, but it was a lot. Anytime I came here to film this spot, there was always a giant swarm of birds. I had a hard time identifying what the bird was, because I was seeing a bunch of different species of birds near here. Like I saw juvenile white wagtails climbing the bank. I saw some sparrows as well, but I knew it wasn't any of those. It was hard to get a good shot of these birds because they were always on the move. They would just swoop in and out of the nests, never really taking a rest anywhere that you could see them. And if you went near the bank, they would stop going in and out of the nests. They would just fly in a circle in the air as a big group just near the bank. Based on just the shape of their tail, I figured they were some type of martin, but I wasn't sure. I came to this spot every now and then over the course of like a month, just trying to get some good footage of them. And then this one particular Saturday night, I went and filmed them again. And I was like, the lighting is really bad this time of the day. I need to come here early in the morning for the sun to be where it lights up the bank a little bit better. So I decided I would return to the bank first thing next morning. And come that Sunday morning, around 8 or 9 a.m., I make my way to the bank, and this is what I see. Almost all the nests had collapsed. I didn't know what to do. My first instinct told me to jump in there and start digging for any potentially surviving birds. But at the same time, I recognized I still don't even know what bird this is, and anything I do may just make things worse for them. So I take out my phone, I get on Google, and I find this page that lists when you should call the emergency number when it relates to wildlife. And one of the bullet points says that if you find a wild animal stuck somewhere and the animal doesn't have the means to free itself, then call. So I'm like, okay, there's probably birds stuck in those nests, so I call 112. The emergency number for the first time in my life. So I explained the situation to the operator. I'm like, I was filming these birds last night, everything was fine. I come back this morning and the nests have collapsed. I don't know what caused it, if it was human or not, but it happened within the last 12 hours or so, and there might be birds stuck in the nests. The operator had me describe the bank, and he identified the birds as sand martins, and that was the first time I knew what the bird was. The operator then told me that, unfortunately, sand martin nests are prone to collapsing naturally. they dig so many nests so close to each other that the structural integrity of the bank just cannot handle it, and they crumble down. He asked me if I could hear the birds trapped in the nests, and I said no, I can't hear them. And he said, in that case, unfortunately, they're not going to do anything, because I don't know for sure that, one, there are birds in those nests, and two, those birds are still alive. He asked me if I could, without endangering myself, look around the bank and see if I could find any shoe prints or any other signs that this could have been caused by a human, and if I found anything, I should call 112 again, and the police would come and investigate the scene, because sand martins are an endangered species here in Finland, and tampering with their active nests in any way is illegal. So that's exactly what I do. I go all around the bank and even climb to the top of it, and from everything I could see, I believe it was a natural collapse, potentially triggered by bad weather during the night. I don't know. There was zero sign that anyone had been near the nests. The top of the bank was completely untouched, and I couldn't find any marks on the front either. Okay, so the emergency services are not going to help, but I'm still standing here in front of these collapsed nests, and it was horrible. I could see the sand martin parents landing on the spots where their nests used to be. It was heartbreaking watching them search for their babies. So I decided to call the local animal rescue, the same one I adopted my cat Freddy from. I explained the situation to them, and they said basically the same thing as the 112 operator about how sand martin nests are unfortunately prone to collapsing naturally. But they thanked me for the information, and the person on the phone said she would relay the information right away to their bird expert, who could then decide whether or not they should do anything about it. So at that point I thought I had done everything I could. Someone with more knowledge of these birds now knows about the situation and can handle it in any way they feel is appropriate. But man, that was rough, especially seeing those sand martins land where their nests used to be. But ultimately, that is nature. This is one horrible natural event that happens out there among a plethora of other horrible things that happen to all wild animals out there. Nature is rough, but I didn't expect to come so face to face with that fact so early on into this seemingly innocent hobby of observing birds. One fact that gives me comfort is that this collapse happened at the end of July, which, based on my little research, means that most of the babies that were born in these nests this summer should have already been old enough to have left their nests and to be able to survive independently without their parents. On top of that, there was a bit of a happy note at the end, because after I was done calling everywhere and all that, out of one of the few nests that didn't collapse, I saw a juvenile peeking out of their nest and being fed by their parents. Oh, you little guy, you have no idea how lucky you are that your parents made your nest a little bit away from everyone else. And yeah, look at this guy. He's pretty much the same size as his parents. He's ready to leave his nest, and hopefully a lot of the others already did before all this happened. Oh, he has a sibling. Look at that. There's two of them, at least two of them in there. It wasn't just the one. Oh my god, they're so cute. They can barely look out of the exit at the same time. They're both so big. Aw, the way they look at all the sand martins flying. Where's our parents? Which one is our parent? Are they gonna bring food? There's mama, there's mama! Only one of them gets fed at a time. I decided to go check up on the bank 1 week after the collapse, and all the martins were gone. Not a single one in sight anywhere. It was kind of wild seeing the place so empty, so quiet. It was always so bustling with life before, but now it's completely abandoned. I wonder if they're gonna try again next year at this spot. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. That's gonna be interesting to see. Wow. The St. Martins sure gave me an experience to remember. And a big reminder that nature is unpredictable. I have no idea of all the things I can come across out there. But they are beautiful and fascinating little birds.